वेलकम लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन आपका पॉडकास्ट टुनाइट विथ योर लवली होस्ट्स साल रुश्दी।
What's up? If you recognize that clap, it's Rushdi. He's back. Woo, 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 woo,
You guys can't see it, but I'm shimmy dancing.
But they can feel it.
If you can feel it, then I'm too close to you.
It sounds more like I'm strangling you or something.
No, it's like shimmy dancing.
That's
Man, I'm getting moves, dude. I can feel it. It's taking me places.
welcome to my
I'm shaking.
side of things.
How do you get rid of moves?
Once I find out, I'll let you know. We just weighed ourselves, and
Is
it was
moves
not good.
a bad thing?
Yes,
Do ladies like moves?
I'm pretty sure they don't.
But why not? We like the equivalent of moves.
Yeah, but it's different. It's like we saying, "Do you think they'd like?"
Oh, what are
I
you going to
can't
say?
even
In
picture it.
2022, let me take a sip of
Yeah,
my coffee. Go ahead, Sal. Take over.
Let's just say
Skip.
man boobs is not like
And
popular.
a
up there.
magnet, yeah. It's not a lady magnet.
No. If anything,
What is a lady magnet?
that's pretty simple, isn't it? Hot bods and stuff.
But that's the thing. It's not always hot bods, but that's likelihood. There's
No,
a
that's the
likelihood.
stuff guys like
That's
us say,
it.
man.
Yeah, that's true. You have to have a good
When
personality.
I used to
you have
work
be
out,
funny.
I believed otherwise, and now that I don't, I talk about personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's
it's
like-
important to have.
Once, I think
Try
I
to
told you the
convince
story. When
women.
I was a kid, these two girls came up to me and my two friends, and they were like, I don't know if they were trying to give us compliments, what exactly they were doing,
Trying
but
to
no, they said, "Oh wow, you have such nice hair," something like that. And then the other guy, "Oh wow, yeah, you're really like you have a nice arms." Some right? Some
men
stuff.
have a hard time complimenting men.
Oh no, that's girls giving
Oh,
the
the
guys,
girls don't.
and then they looked at me and they're like, "Wow, you're so fast." That's what they said.
You're so fast.
Yeah, because we used to play
Oh,
sports.
this was like
right?
after a sports thing.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Not
was like-
after a sports. It was a regular day of school.
Oh, right.
It wasn't
Jesus.
like after a sports day.
You're fast. Maybe they forgot to
meant-
complete it. They meant, so get going.
It's like that stupid. I still do that when people are like, when it comes to A and B, I'm like, I'm talking and someone else joins. I'm like, this is a conversation between A and B. So see yourself out of it. It's so lame. So proud of myself when
I think that is a good
execute
one.
of those.
I should use it more often. But I
Oh,
probably
yeah,
screw
I
it
mean-
up. I'd be like, so D. No, wait. I know
this is conversation. What?
This is 1-2 conversation.
And then I will see myself out of it.
I'm going to 3. What? I don't know.
Conversation between A and B. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. How was your summer holidays?
It was good, man. Went to Europe, went to Amsterdam.
Nice.
Met
Amsterdam.
different people. You like saying that,
Yeah.
Amsterdam. Met a few different people there. First holiday in 2 years.
Really?
A lot
Yeah,
of
well, not surprising, of
UAE
course.
peeps feel that. You traveled a little bit.
Did you see a
during-
lot? No, I didn't. I didn't
No,
travel.
no, not this time, but like over the last 2 years.
I traveled just before. Before things went.
Things took a turn for the worse.
Yeah, and then I traveled once because my dad was like
Ill. Yeah.
super ill.
Not exactly the best.
Yeah, so not a holiday, but it was nice to get out. And yeah, it was winter when I went, so it was kind of like experiencing real cold,
Man,
which I missed.
Amsterdam, the weather was so nice. I was just standing outside.
Oh, nice.
Because, we can't do that here. We die.
Yeah,
We
even
die,
now
so.
when summer's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah, last not gonna lie to you, we had a break in between, and I cheated on you last
What?
week. Yeah, it
Cheated on me. With whom?
it was Osama, and he was
You
good.
replace me with another brown guy?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's worse.
I thought that was the least
It's
I could
nice.
do. I thought about it.
I don't know. It's, I can't decide.
Is it a downgrade?
It's like you replaced me. You tried to replace me with someone who looked like me.
But wouldn't you feel more insecure if I replaced you with like someone better? Right? Like it's like if you were
I'm trying to gauge.
in a relationship,
Yeah.
if you were,
If I was, yeah.
which is, and you found out your girlfriend cheated with you with like a Brad Pitt kind of guy.
I'd be like, there's no choice. Like I had to.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you feel insecure that, oh no, what if she stays with him? Because, she'll
I'd
realize.
ask her afterwards. I'd be like, "So are you leaving me, or is that a one-time thing?" the most pathetic fight ever.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
so I guess you would feel bad. I get it. If you'd feel bad if she cheated on you with some guy and you're like, this guy?
yeah, that's right.
But then you'd be like, I'm sure she'll come back to me because it's this guy.
yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. It's like
It's a toughie.
there's a pro and con.
It's kind of like people saying, "Oh, if I was in that situation, this is what I would do," but you're not. So
Yeah.
it's easy to like
You don't know
have
how
a
you'd
strong
actually-
opinion. Yeah,
react to it.
yeah. It's a tough one.
I hope she's not listening to this. 'Cause now
Inshallah.
she knows her, what do you call it?
A way around it.
Way around it, yeah.
Get ideas. She's like, all I have to do is now find Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Any guy hotter.
Brad Pitt doesn't look that great anymore, though. I mean, he's
Dude,
aging.
he's, what, like 60?
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I didn't
I'm like,
realize.
what are your standards?
We're watching the new Justin Bieber song, Calvin Harris, Pharrell.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake, sorry. GT.
Yeah, because I was like, Bieber?
No.
is-
Sorry. Timberlake. And for 41, oof, he looks, he's
He's
good.
41?
Yeah.
I thought he's a bit older. But no, didn't you see that thing that went viral a month or two ago where like he's got super embarrassed about? So he was at this concert. It was all over the videos. And there's this trending dance move that he decided to try doing. But he like literally he looks like an uncle
Oh, no.
trying it on the dance. Yeah. And there's this whole article about like when did he become uncool?
uncle. Yeah.
Uncool. And because he had the controversy about Britney and the Janet Jackson's
Yeah.
thing. So like when did Justin move from being
True.
cool and hot to uncle vibe?
Uncle
but then
level.
he was smart. He did a video. He did like he put out a video saying, "I'm embarrassed about my feet." It was quite funny because he is a funny guy.
Yeah.
And how we know Justin.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He's such a funny guy. Yeah, when we were
T,
hanging
big
out.
T.
Yeah,
T-Dog.
when we were having chai with him. T dog. Yeah. It's time to put him down.
The Lake Man.
The lake man.
The nicknames are worse. They make him sound even worse.
So yeah, dude. Your knees buckle at 41. He's my age. Oh, I feel
Oh
worse.
God, no! Stop, Salman! Don't
Yeah.
go down that route. Everybody has their own journey.
No, but
Everyone has successes at a different time. Did you know the McDonald's, Ronald McDonald knocked on 500 doors before he...
No, that's KFC.
Oh, sorry. The colonel came back from war. He lost his family.
Dude,
and
he was
came
probably-
back to create a
I think
secret
you know
recipe.
how corporates will like sweeten the story, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about this old 80-year-old dude.
Yeah.
And with a bucket of chicken walking around to people's homes.
creepy.
From war, he was probably like senile. or
No,
something.
I made the war thing up, I think, because he's
But he
known
was
as the
called
colonel, right? Yeah.
What he must have been in some war. At that time, everyone was in a war.
He was with a war with health. That's what he did. He destroyed
It's
health.
like this old guy with PTSD just asking
walking
for
around.
help, and they're like, "You selling chicken?" And he's just walking around, and some people decide to take that chicken from him.
And people bite into the chicken and they're like, "Whoa, what did you use?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Shut
It's
up!
it's a
Don't
secret.
ask me. It's a secret."
It's 11 herbs. He was probably burping. He's like, it's 11 herbs. And they're like, 11 herbs? Wow. Proper fried chicken. The McDonald's guy, Ray Kroc.
Yeah.
Have you watched the documentary?
I saw a mini documentary on how they
Like, there's a movie.
Oh,
not
I
a
haven't seen
documentary,
it.
a movie.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard about it, but I
It's
haven't
really
seen it.
good. But basically, he screwed over the McDonald brothers.
Oh,
the actual,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know all of that. So what I saw is a very interesting take on basically supply chain oh my God, I can't believe we're talking about supply chain management.
chain management.
But the whole they took a system. So they had a truck, a food truck in a parking lot, and they realized instead of serving that was the creation of fast food. Oh my God, I'm Osama. You're cheating on me with me. So they realized that there's dining, which is on a plate. plate, fork, spoon, fork, knife, sorry. And then they were like, let's wrap the burger in paper or cardboard or whatever and serve it out so it's faster. They did that. Then they had too many customers outside the food truck that they couldn't service. People were leaving. So then they decided for X amount of time, I think it was 6 months, a year, something like that. They closed the food truck down and they went into a parking lot and they just chalked out how they could do the most efficient kitchen, like chain. And that's where the tomato squeezes. That's why every McDonald's burger is the same, whether it's the number of pickles, the amount of sauce, cheese.
Yeah, they show all that in the movie.
Cool.
It's cool. It is very cool. And yeah, you're right. They designed the whole thing. And then this guy happens across, he's a sales guy who's doing badly in life. And then he dumps his wife or a young girl. Like, it's very like,
one of those.
He turns ruthless.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do that too.
You've already started. With the summer,
yeah.
You're there.
He's on to me. I'm just inspired by the greats. I'm sorry. In all these stories, someone gets screwed over, right? I'm suddenly looking at you. And
my worried face?
Yeah. Or
why is this happening?
Is it start recording again?
No, it's there. It's there.
Oh.
So now we have to take out like 5 seconds of me freaking out. I am having so much. I don't know what's wrong with me and technology. It's just challenging. Am I old? Is this what it's like to be old?
I didn't want to tell you this.
No.
No, I think computers are designed to trouble people. That's part of their AI thing. They're just going to frustrate
Challenge
us.
humans.
Yeah,
I
while
feel
we're
like-
distracted by the printer, they're taking over the
There
world.
we go.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I'm on social media, I'm like, wow, these people, they find it really easy to do this. Why am I struggling so much?
Yeah. I think it's using as well.
Whoa,
Using,
using
I know,
what?
Wait.
I'm
like
not on
using
drugs.
the technology.
Oh, okay.
I meant like the more you're into
delve in?
experimenting,
Yeah.
and young people are right. They're not coming at it with preconceived
Notions,
ideas.
This is like a Law and
habits.
Order SUV.
Habits.
Yeah.
And so you're like, you're like, but this thing used to work like this before.
blinking
Yeah. I remember when
that
we used
stuff.
to do a radio show here in Dubai. The RJ, he passed away now. Sad. A real legend of the scene. But I was there when they changed the system.
Yeah. Oh.
And there was this one episode he's trying to figure it out. And it used to be me and another comic that used to go on talk about comedy on the show. And the fellow comic wasn't there. So it's me and the RJ.
Yeah.
And the RJ was trying to figure out. And he kept looking at me going like, just keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm new to this. And I'm just like, the word comedy comes from the Latin word comedy. And I was just making stuff up going, hey man, you get paid for this. I'm not me. And he's just trying to figure it out because it's changed on him. And I think we might be getting that.
We're going through that same
slightly.
thing. Yeah. Any sound engineers who want to get exposure, come to me. I finally get to use that card.
Yeah, it would give them some great work experience.
Yeah.
If you're young and just graduated and live
are
with
thirsty,
your parents.
are thirsty and hungry.
Yeah, and have a lot of money already.
Yeah.
Because we can't.
That's my dream employee.
And hardworking.
And hardworking.
And has 10 years of experience.
Yeah. 10 years of experience.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. Then you can apply to us and
Yes.
we'll work that out.
Yeah. Come. Just meet me.
Hey, yeah, I know you grew up poor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry,
That's a good segue. Yeah. No, I'm very experienced in poverty. I'm like,
It's just saying it out loud like that.
No, I love it. Like I what do you say? I have pride about it, man.
Yeah,
Poverty,
so
living in poverty. Yeah.
I was wondering, did you? Because I was looking at some stuff. Did you ever owned your own action figures?
No, man.
That's what. Did you build any? Like.
Dude,
I didn't have it.
I was the
so
most,
I used some tissue papers to put together.
You hit the nail on the head, dude. So I had no Lego, no action figures, no toy cars, no.
Yeah.
Now, when I say no, it's not like I was. I wasn't as poor, requiring a stick and a cycle wheel, like hitting it down the road. But I don't think I ever fought for it, and I was like begged and cried. But I did have a lot of like. I did have a lot of balls. Tennis ball, football, basketball, volleyball. So and
Where did you get those? They were cheaper.
Tennis balls for sure. Everyone's
Yeah,
playing
fair
cricket.
point.
I'll steal a ball every
Yeah.
once in a while. Broken ball,
Yeah.
things like that.
Broken
For me,
balls.
it's just like throwing it on the wall. That's
Yeah.
entertaining to me, as opposed to
Yeah.
building something. Even
Right.
though I had the interest,
Yeah.
because eventually at, let's say, 11, 12, I started like looking at the VCR, and at that time you have to like clean it, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
would take it apart and mess around with it. I know that's not Legos or toys, but I had that
It's a poor
interest
man's
with
toy.
it is a poor man's
Yeah.
toy. I think so. I mean, I would literally do it on the weekends. I would take apart the back of the TV and just look at it. Sound like a serial killer, but I would just be like, whoa, this is cool. And then I'd be like,
Meanwhile,
what can I...
the sales guy's like, you got to buy it if you.
Listen, buddy, this is a display piece, but you don't get to break it apart. VCR, Walkman, TV, anything
just took
that
things
kind of...
apart.
I just, at least the backboard to kind of be like... And then I'd be like, oh, this is too much. Put it back.
Yeah.
Like the
I was
circuit.
interested in doing that stuff, but I tried it once and I couldn't put it back because I was stupid.
Oh, no.
So I was like, I'll never do this again.
Yeah.
So I failed.
No,
real
I
quick
did a
at it.
few of those. But when it
That's
came to
awesome.
toys, I was more sports, like
Related stuff.
with other stuff.
Did
like
you
a cricket-
desire?
No, not really.
Oh, you weren't even into
Yeah, I wasn't
action
even like,
figures.
because I'd go to my like producer Bub. He was massively into cars with his brother, so I'd see them with their toy cars and stuff.
Yeah.
and I'd play a little bit with it. I'm sure I wrecked half of them because I'm a savage and I didn't know how to play
I don't
with
know if
them.
this was an international game. Are you talking about like the mini cars?
He
The
had mini cars and
dinkies?
dinkies. Yeah, the
Dinkies. Did you ever do the dinky fights where you
ram them into each other?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
pretty
you're
much.
on both sides. Okay. Yeah. So it was a universal.
Yeah, for
game.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. It was one of my favorite things to do.
But that's all it happened, right? You just rammed the cars into each other.
Yeah, and then one would flip over. The
Okay,
one
I
that
don't know
flipped
the
over, you
rules.
lost. Yeah, that was what it was. You take two dinkies,
And
and so
ram them
you
into each other.
pick one, I pick one, and then was it the one person would have to do it,
Oh,
and
so
yeah,
I
'cause-
just watch. While
well,
do
you
this?
take turns, right?
Oh.
So I take the two dinkies and I
Ram them
like
into-
throw them,
This is
roll
not a
them
game.
towards each other.
This is not a game
No,
anymore. No,
and
no.
and then one would inevitably
yeah.
flip over. If it didn't, then it's a draw. You keep going until one car flipped over, and you won that round. But I guess you could
That's
cheat
not
also,
a real
like,
game.
trying to angle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and go slow. Like
That wouldn't help. Yeah,
I'm thinking, like
if you hit one car faster,
it'll fly
maybe
off.
that might flip.
This
off.
is why we're not physics like teachers. Or
You didn't know.
majors.
You didn't know what's going to happen. It was exciting.
That's what it's like being a kid, man. You never know.
Yeah, so-
Hell, I had a marble collection. So
I didn't have a huge collection, but I did. try
because every
marbles.
time I went to Sri Lanka, everyone's like into marbles. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm into
Right.
marbles too. Marbles a gangster. I don't know. That's just like into marbles.
You're right. It was a bigger thing in the subcontinent than
Mm-hmm.
it was. What games did you play in Sri Lanka, though?
Loads of cricket, obviously, and the cricket over there is a little odd because they have a different type of ball that they play with.
Oh, it's the sort of in between, like a,
Correct. So it's
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
tennis
yeah.
ball, but it's not a leather ball, something in between. And the bats, I remember they would cut off the stump, not stump of a tree, but part of the tree.
Oh, damn.
And it basically a banana,
hardcore.
like a banana tree's
Whoa.
base. Heavy. It was heavy.
creating your own bats.
Yeah, because no one could afford bats.
So you found a tree to chop down. That's.
Well, we didn't chop the tree down. We
You can't
cut
imagine
half
these
of
kids
it.
going, all right, let's go play a game. Oh, gotta cut a tree
No,
first.
dude, they would ask the guys. So there were people who like climb coconut trees, right?
Yeah.
With the whole, I mean, there's no harness; it's a rope.
Yeah.
That you're kind of using friction. We'd ask the guy, "Can you cut a bit of the tree off?" And then he would shape it for us and everything.
Wow.
A lot of effort to play cricket.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And then if the ball goes into the ocean, it's gone forever.
Well, it's not that small an island. But honestly, the ball has gotten into water bodies. It went into
You
the
just
river.
watch it go towards
So we hit it,
Antarctica.
dude. The dives to stop the ball from going into the river are like intense. And then if you miss, you're like, game's over. Like you gotta go home. Like you can't because the river is moving quite
Maybe
fast.
that's why you guys have had a tradition of great fielders.
I-
Because they're like, save the ball, man.
Honestly, I think that's mostly it.
Right. Meanwhile, there's like a whole trench in the ocean.
With tennis balls.
Tennis balls, these fish just swimming around and going, goddamn human
So there was
beings.
this tree cricket. There was football, of course. Not
Yeah.
as much though. More cricket. Anything to do. I think the biggest hide and seek game I've ever played in my life maybe like a 2-kilometer radius, dude. Because
What?
we're playing in the whole village.
How many
like-
days was it played?
No, it was like one day. But so basically,
most kids play for an hour or two.
Exactly,
not
but
a
they
whole
haven't
day.
been to Sri Lanka. The game starts at 12 noon,
Yeah.
afternoon prayers, and goes all the way to Maghrib.
You basically pray. I hope I find
Yeah.
this guy's
Honestly,
quick.
the game goes on while you go home and have lunch also.
There's this one kid
And-
hiding, just like I'm hungry.
I swear that we start the game at 12 and then we go eat lunch, we have tea like everywhere.
It's like a test match thing in
It
cricket.
is. And then by Maghrib, everyone meets in the mosque and they're like, I survived. Like, it's
I
crazy.
hope you had a head count at the start, because
Yeah,
what if
kinda.
there's still some kid who's just lost,
Hiding?
hiding,
I wouldn't be surprised.
dead somewhere? I don't know.
It's so weird because we would we wouldn't have any problem doing that. Like, if so, I would come to your house and I'd be like, "Is Salman here?" And they'd be like, "No, he's not here." And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, cool. Can I have lunch?" Not can I. Not even can I. Your mom would be like, "Have lunch before you go. How can you go without eating?"
Right.
And I'd be like, "Cool." And then we'll just
So
chill.
you're
So, the
eating at
game is going
my,
on. Yeah, and you're
country.
not in your house.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're probably in my house or someone else's
Someone
house.
else's.
So there are at least 15 houses between all the friends. And
Yeah.
So even if I'm passing by, they'll be like, "Okay, have a tea," and I'm still in the game though.
So you
But I'm
stop
having
to
tea. Yeah,
just
tea
have
break.
tea.
That's the most British
But this
Indian.
it's like
having
the
tea during the
colonialism
game.
effect. But hide and seek sounds interesting, because it's usually you're hidden in one spot,
Yeah.
and one guy's looking for you,
Yeah.
right? But this sounds like everyone's moving about. Also, it's like a covert operation
Yeah,
going on.
it is.
Like, it's war. So it's a hybrid of like tag and hide and seek.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just the whole village part of it. Were they one of those annoying uncles who'd be like, look,
Oh my God!
shake their
yes,
head towards
yes,
the table, going,
yeah.
yeah.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, you got caught. You can go pray now. Go to the mosque." And you're like, "Dude, you
Was
ruined
that
my
like,
game."
Is
Yeah.
that like the punishment? Like, you have to go pray.
I don't know. In the village, everything comes down to going to the mosque and praying. Like they're
Right.
like, "Oh, you did this? Go to the mosque and pray."
Whoa,
Like,
what?
Whatever. Yeah, it's because
Wow.
I don't know. They don't have anything else to do. I guess.
Okay, so they just send
Yeah, to the
you
mosque.
to the mosque.
The mosque to study, to volunteer, to. There's
becomes a
dude.
center
We have
hub,
a swimming pool in the mosque.
No way.
Yeah, like, and when I say swimming pool, it's not like it has those lines and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It's
yeah.
just a tank of water.
Yeah.
and it's basically green throughout the year. Like, it's not. It's
Kids
not.
coming out of it.
When I say swimming pool, I
I'm
know
a
what you're
third
thinking.
arm,
No, no, they're happy. They're like, "Woo, woo, woo, oh look, stones are coming out of my mouth," when they spurt water out of their mouth.
I'm half man.
This
half
is the kind of
algae.
place where people are like, "Hey, you want to go for a swim?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool." I see the water and I'm like, "Cool, where's the swimming pool?" Like, 'cause this is obviously garbage water. So, no, that is the swimming pool.
Hey man, that's the color of my pee this morning. Like
Green?
green. I don't
think
know
you
what
need
you
to-
had, like banana leaves.
You
or
need
something.
more than a hospital. Man, swimming in the river over there in the summer, they're like, "Oh, cool, you're enjoying the river? Oh, nice. Be careful, huh? There's a crocodile." And we're like, "Ha,
I was
ha,
gonna
ha,
ask
ha."
that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like, "No, there is a crocodile."
So Sri Lanka has crocodiles.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I
wait,
did not
I don't know scientifically if it's crocodiles or alligators, whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
but
yeah, yeah.
you've got
Oh, yeah, yeah.
monsters
Hell
under
yeah.
the river.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
That's
I
normal.
did not know that about Sri Lanka. I didn't think they had.
Had
But why
crocodiles?
wouldn't they have if they have
Yeah,
rivers?
I don't see why.
It's a river animal.
Yeah.
They stayed back when the British left.
Yeah. Did the British bring crocodiles? I don't
know.
think that was a thing.
Well, how did they get? If it's an island, they can't swim through oceans.
Oh, isn't it just evolution over time?
Yeah.
I think this is Sal Rushdi Do ignorance. Well, this is not ignorance, but it's a stretch. We need Osama. Oh my God.
Oh no, he'd probably answer this
Yeah.
first. But then it would be fun.
Yeah. You
You'd
won't
just
get
be
to
like, this is
come
the
up with these
exact
theories.
steps that happened, and say it succinctly. I was
What?
trying for a big word. Forget it.
That was like 2 syllables and the rest was
So it was very like kids' imagination mucking about.
hell yeah.
And did you miss going to Sri Lanka when like in the summers? That was a thing, right? 'Cause you had
Not
more- no,
really.
you-
I think
you were
that
happy to
was
come back.
the inception of my introversion, because Sri Lanka doesn't allow you to be alone or recharge or all of whatever these new words
Yeah, because
are
everyone's
for
in your
introverts.
face.
Everyone's in your face.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not in a bad way. It's just that's just what they're used to. I was telling someone at work the other day, one of my aunts didn't have a door in
Yeah.
her house. Like, people just walk in continually. Gates are always unlocked, or you can put your hand over.
That's more
open the
common
latch. back in the day.
around the world, I
Yeah.
think, than we think, right?
Yeah.
Like just leaving
Much
our
more, much
doors
more.
open. Yeah, people.
There's no such thing as leftovers because
Yeah.
everything gets eaten. Food is always kept out, and no one ever gets food poisoning or anything like that because it gets consumed within a few hours.
Right.
It's such a phenomena, dude. Natural phenomena.
Yeah. And then it's obviously because we've moved away from
Yeah.
people we know to strangers in cities
Exactly.
that you go.
We gotta lock our doors now.
Okay,
And when you see the neighbor, you're like, run! Oh,
if
man.
your neighbor showed up and said, "Hey, man, you got some food,"
Yeah.
what would your
Oh,
reaction be?
dude, I'd be like, who are you? I
Yeah,
didn't even know
exactly.
you live here. They'd be like, oh, I've been living here for 10 years. I'm like, shut up. You're trying to scam me.
Would you recognize your neighbors?
Nope.
No, right? Well, you haven't been here long though. In this particular-
More than 6 months.
It
I
has been
think I
6
should.
months.
But
That's
I don't,
interesting.
I haven't seen them. Like, there was
You're
just
right.
one time where they were having a party and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have neighbors. And
Yeah.
apart from that, I don't. I have no idea.
Yeah. You're right. I would recognize my. So I had this interesting thing happen in the summer. There's this in my building. There's this American lady, elderly, I guess, almost 60. And I ran into her in the lobby, and she started speaking to me. And she did that with the whole building. So what she and her husband do is they cat sit around the world.
They
There's
cat
apparently
sit?
some network, out there, right? So someone says, "Hey, I'm going away on holiday. I live in Dubai," and so they come in and cat sit them, and they get a place to stay in Dubai. So they travel the world like that, and it sounded really cool. They're based in Florida, but what and this is one of the things I have kind of loved about Americans. She just spoke to the whole building, and she was telling me about, like, you have this neighbor, and she connected us to a couple of them. It was just like this feeling of community that I found very interesting, intrusive as well, because I was like, hey, I don't really care about that one. And she left us brownies when she left. She made brownies for a lot of the neighbors. It was just wild.
That sounds nice.
It
Oh,
was
wow.
really cool and nice. Yeah, I thought so too. And then I was like, did she get to do it? And were people more nicer to her because this white American old lady?
Always a good
Because if
debate.
you and I tried that,
Yeah, they'd be like, what the hell does this guy want from me? Yeah.
what's in this brownies?
Yeah.
What'd you put in it? Kids don't have it. We're going to throw it away as soon as he walks away. While you're standing there. Hey, I can hear you.
And you're like, I just wanted one kid, not all of them. I think that's a never ending debate over double standards.
Partly double standards, partly we've also grown accustomed to that culture. Like,
Yeah.
just saying hi in the lift.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember anytime I go to the States for longer than 2 weeks, I come back here and I'm in the lift and I go, hi, everyone. There's this feeling of
Everyone's
awkwardness and quiet.
Everyone's like, oh my God, he's going to ask me for money.
I'm just cornering me. Everyone's like pressing buttons to get off earlier.
Alarm.
But this recoiling happens and you start going, okay.
Even in when I was in Amsterdam, I was like, when I was traveling, people, the what do you call them? The attendants, the servers,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hi, such a nice conversation. And they'd be like, oh, I really like your whatever, watch, shoes. And
Yeah.
in a sense where, and they wouldn't just say that because people do that to like be nice, but they'd
Yeah.
say, oh, my mom, has the same or my whatever. And every time I would finish an interaction, I'd go, and then whether it was abs, whether it was whoever, they'd be like, well, why you upset? Or
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to go back to people who are like plastic
was
and
loud. That was
oh
part
no,
of
that's
water.
okay. Who are like plastic and fake and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Because even one of the interactions, I loved
blocked
it.
off,
There's
yeah.
this woman who her back was facing me. She was like I was gonna pay for a ticket to a museum or something, and she's like, you know what? I've worked 16 hours, and where the hell is this guy? I'm covering their shifts. This is ridiculous. Turns around, hi, how are you? I'm so sorry. I'm really stressed out because we're understaffed and I have to cover a lot of shifts.
Yeah.
But how can I help you?
'Cause they're
And
just
I was
human
like,
beings.
I
They're
love
being
that.
human.
Exactly. I was like, I love that. She
Yeah.
doesn't have to like be like, hey, yeah, all smiley and then get like an
Yeah.
aneurysm or something.
They're
like,
just
in a
real,
day.
right?
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I know people over on this part of the world say the feel bad for the service people in service industry,
Industry, yeah.
but I also feel like they're also not being human. What's
Yeah.
stopping
Them from being human.
from? Is it companies tell them off, or they get in trouble for it. Like, I don't understand.
I
it.
don't
Like,
think being human would get you in trouble unless, I don't know, you're playing a role. You're role playing.
My biggest frustration is that I'm just
Yeah.
like, hey man, just talk to me like person
And then
to person.
this is the one in I mean, I spent 2 weeks in Amsterdam and I've traveled here and there, but and the most time I've spent is here. They always like, it's policy and procedure, or this is the way we do it. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm telling you a scenario that doesn't exist. Like, this is ad hoc, it's situational, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Can you? And they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't process what I just said. Like, even just imagine, like, fake thinking about it, like fake being a service person and trying to understand how I feel. And they're like, nope, it's policy. I'm like, I hate you so much.
Exactly. Yeah, it really bugs me as well, because you just get frustrated going, hey man, it won't take much to do this. And I'm not trying to break the law or something to get you in trouble. Just make life easier for everyone.
Just a scenario that you
it changes. In the States also, they just talk and you enjoy it. And people are people, human beings. Anyway, good things and bad things.
Do you think you'd be a good waiter?
I think I'd be a great waiter.
There we go. Same.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a great waiter.
Either that or
I'd join them. I'd be like, hey guys, what's up? You need some laughter.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
Just eating into their appetizers.
It's priceless unless you ask for comedians and then we can send you a proposal. Sal Rushdi Do. Always be plugging.
Hidden comedy as waiters. Oh my God, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like Chippendale's comedy. We come in like boring people and then we tear our clothes up. Woo, we have jokes. I was like, oh my God, they have jokes.
Sit on my lap and tell me a joke.
We get it into their face and we're like, knock, knock. Oh my God,
I got knocked out. No,
that wasn't me. I was fast, but that was in school. Not anymore.
Yeah, I think we'd be good waiters unless we get in trouble for being too friendly.
Yeah, that would be a thing. Oh, I've been told that anyway. Even in the firm, they're like, you talk like too much. I'm like, yeah,
you talk too much.
Yeah, like to the clients, I'd and I'm not saying I'd talk the whole day, but if there's a break, I'd be like, cool, we're chatting, we're building rapport, but I would do it too much apparently. So, yeah.
You don't do it enough?
No, I did it too much.
Did it? Like,
it's a weird thing about the companies that I worked, and I think it's on me. They'd always want the employees to connect more, but I felt more disconnected from the employees, so I would talk to the clients more.
Yeah.
And eventually, the clients turned out to be a better network overall, because they'd see me a year later, or they'd see me somewhere else, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're doing this. This is great. We, always thought that you'd move on and do better things and all that stuff."
Yeah.
And my colleagues, I have not kept in contact with, and vice versa.
True.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I'm very bad at keeping in touch anyway, but that's interesting that companies like stop talking to the client. We want rapport, but just like a little bit. Yeah, not too much.
And that's when you get that, hi, how are you? How was your weekend? What did you eat? Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, bye, I'm going back to work.
Yeah.
It's super boring.
We've done role play work, right? Where it's kind of like you've seen them do that, even at high levels. And I'm like, hey man, just...
I've had and when I started off, I was like super nervous. Now I'm like, it's just a regular day, like just be normal. So they'd be like, how are you? I'd be like, oh, it's traffic sucks. And they'd be like, all right, anyway, I have this product. And I'm like, what?
I lost my niece today. Okay,
that happens. That's life. Anyway,
Good
I have this new chewing gum for you to freshen your breath.
At the funeral, you'll be hugging a lot of people. You're like,
show your best side.
I guess you're right.
I should move on from my daughter.
And I do need the chewing gum. Can you send me a box? It's gonna be a long funeral. Wow.
Oh man.
Wow, that kind of is sad. You think? Oh no, there's some salespeople at the door.
Please leave.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. I'm calling from the CID department, and your number has been collected to the collection agency.
Whoa, what? What? Yo.
What's your name, sir?
I don't need to tell you that. You're not.
We're calling from the CID department.
No, dude. You're now coming in person and saying you're
Well,
calling.
they sent us from the CID department because you're not answering the phone.
Wait, yeah, I don't think CID does that. We know you're scammers.
Sir, you will be in the big trouble. Okay?
In the big trouble.
Yes, what you are we are the CID. We're calling because we're here.
Could you tell me what CID stands for?
It's the Commercial Industrial Department.
No, what? Well, yo, listen,
Sir,
I know
to stop. This is not the jokes.
this is a joke. You're scamming me to my face. How, that's quite confident.
If you do not send your Emirates ID and your
Send it where?
1,000 dirhams to this account, I will send the details on your Kareem Pay app. You have to pay now.
What? What?
Or we will take you to jail.
Hey, listen, if you don't stop, I'll call the real CID on you. This is...
I'm there. I'm here. What is your complaint?
No, my complaint is that you're... Wait, I don't need to file my complaint with you. I'll file the complaint with the actual CID. If you don't, you got to stop doing this stuff, man. You're giving people a bad name and people know you're scamming now, okay? How do you feel about doing this to elderly, vulnerable people?
That's you only. That's why I'm telling
my God,
you.
that hurt a lot.
You made you were shopping in the supermarket and you paid with the fake card.
That's not
We're
me.
catching you.
And you're making up stuff, and you really need to stop right now before I call. Listen, I'll give you a chance to change your life. Just get out of here right now, and I'll leave you alone.
Bago, bago, bago.
What? Hey, whoa, whoa. Oh my, I can't believe people, I get it when Rushdi? What the hell? Rushdi?
Welcome back.
Rushdi, where were you?
What?
Dude, these guys were doing that whole scam thing, but to my face. You know the ones that call up people?
What
And they are
which
chasing,
one is it?
they're trying to trick these young, handsome people.
Young, handsome people?
Yeah, so they came up to me.
They came up to you? Whoa.
Yeah, instead of a phone call, they're like to my face.
What were they asking for?
Just like pretending to be CID and stuff.
Oh,
and
classic.
The classic scammer thing.
You got to be careful. What if it was real CID? How do you know?
Dude. You can tell, man.
Oh, okay.
You can tell. If you've got calls like that once or twice and they're...
Oh, I've got loads of calls like
they
that.
mix up stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think they just...
You recently got one?
I got a... was it police? I got they sent a document to me saying, we're looking for you. And I was like, okay.
On text?
On WhatsApp. Even better. Even better. CID was looking for me. I can't even remember. Too many companies were looking for me. I'm like, unless you're looking to hire me, I'm not going to respond to this. This is not a thing. So, yeah. I don't know how... Man, how does that business model work? I mean, I know how it works.
Numbers, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They fire 1 million shots. They get 100, and then each of them send 1,000.
Falls, yeah. You've heard some horror stories as well.
I've
of people losing
I've only seen it on YouTube. I love those.
Oh no, there were a few here that
things.
happened. There was this laborer who got a payout because of an injury, and then these guys scammed him out of it. So yeah, you basically it's terrible.
It's terrible.
I should have handed that guy over instead of letting him go.
Yeah, dude.
I'm so sorry.
Your responsibility.
That is.
Why would you do
That's
that?
the wrong thing.
My sister used to work in the for a bank, for an international bank. This is way back when. I don't even remember which one. I'm not trying to avoid the name. She had a cold call list of people who she was supposed to convince get credit cards.
Right.
And most of it was blue collar workers, and people just got stuck. I think it was a week or two, and she used to cry herself to sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
And she just stopped doing it.
Right. So they'd actually buy it and then get in
yeah,
trouble.
and then they'd be like, oh, I don't know why I'm getting charged. I'm obviously speaking completely different, because they would be helpless and confused. And why am I man, we get I get pissed off when the bank charges me $25. Imagine they don't know how to use an ATM, they don't know how to call a toll-free number.
We can't get through to services, man.
Now we
here.
can't either. So imagine them where they send 90% of their money back home and stuff like that. It's tough, man. And these scammers, these are the few people I would actually physically attack.
Punch,
that would be fun. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind paying a price for that.
I know, it's because of the kind of people hurt by it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's terrible. If I ever,
the price.
This is shouldn't be funny, but my dad's driver's story I've told you, right?
I can't remember.
So he was a driver to the general's secretary, where my dad is.
Yeah.
And so he one day shows up to the general secretary and goes, I don't need your job anymore. I won the lottery.
Oh, no.
And my dad's trying to stop him from, he's just like, listen,
Hold
the same
on,
thing.
yeah.
He's like, no. They've called me, everything. a week later, after he's been scammed, he sends some money over. He's fallen for the whole thing. He comes back with his tails between his legs and goes, "I need my job back." And the general secretary, in fairness, he laughed it off and hired him back. So that was a happy ending, sort of.
Yeah.
but he went like really. Like, screw you.
Yeah.
I've had a close moment myself of that.
Ooh.
Back in, you remember National Bonds? I think they're still around, right? So they send you a text message of what you won. And I was sitting across the cubicle from my boss, and I just saw the message go, "You've won."
Congratulations.
Right? And I nearly stood up to go,
I almost swore.
screw you all. I'm out of here. Luckily, halfway through standing up, the text message opened and I'd won 50 dirhams.
Yeah. 50
And I was
dirhams is like,
oh, sit back down, dude. It's going to be a long day.
like, I'm just going to go to the toilet, boss.
yeah. It's like, my stomach is screwed. I'm coming back.
Screw my stomach.
Shouldn't have had that cheap biryani for 5 dirhams somewhere. Damn it.
On the note of scamming,
Yes.
let's wrap this up.
Yeah, it's time to say goodbye.
So that means Sal
and Rushdi done.
It shows we're rusty.
Enjoy career आपको. Chalo guys, like, share, love और subscribe. और join us next time for